Okay, guys, these are the new Aquila Thunder Red strings for U-bass, and I've got them on my sub here, which I modified the body and did a paint job on it, but it's just a good old sub. Used to be satin black with the same neck and electronics. I did put a new nut up here. One of the new tusk nuts that's available on the Aquila website. Fits these strings a little better. I've got pictures up on TalkBass forum if you want to see a little more detail on that. There's a couple things with these strings, the little insert in the package, a couple suggestions they have for how you string them up, how you tune, and some tips for your right hand playing technique. So these are a lot more stretchy than the old Thunder Guts. There's the A string, there's the E string. These seem to be a lot more elastic and a lot more like the factory strings. The D and G string, especially the G string, still seem pretty stiff, more like the Thunder Guts and the Silver Rumblers that we're used to. So it mostly seems to be the A and E strings. They got smaller in diameter from the Thunder Guts and more elastic. Okay, so one of the suggestions for when we tune with these strings is they actually suggest that if you need to tighten the string, that you pop it out of the slot and slip your finger underneath it to keep it from binding in the nut slot as you're tightening the tension up. So that's probably a good habit. It's one I'm trying to get into. So if I want to tighten that up a little bit, you slip your finger under the string and then just put a little tension on the tuner. Drop it back in the slot and check your tuning again. And kind of different than what we're used to maybe is maybe you want to go a little high and then relax the tension back to pitch rather than vice versa. And just keep kind of pulling it out of the slot, let everything equalize as you're trying to find that pitch and tension that you're looking for. Hey, good enough for a town this size. Okay, so how do they sound? Well, they sound pretty good. I've got both my tone controls rolled all the way off, full counterclockwise, and the volume all the way up on this. I'm just going straight through my Mackie mixer, and I'm going to turn down the microphone now so you don't hear my squeaky chair and all the other background noise. And so we'll just play direct here, and we'll do a little shuffle in A that everybody knows. We'll try to go up and down the neck and open strings and all the positions so you can kind of hear how these things go. Another thing that's in the insert package, like I mentioned on right hand technique, they're suggesting, as I understand it, that you try to play with a more straight finger on your right hand rather than a curved finger, and try to, we all know that it takes a gentle touch on these basses, right? Or, you know, the harder you play, the worse they sound, really. So to that end, rather than curling your finger and plucking the strings laterally this way like we might be used to from steel stringed instruments. It's like try to keep your finger more straight, try to keep your plucking motion just kind of a downward press towards the body. And you know, as you get up here on the neck, that's maybe a little more natural thing to do. So that's an adjustment to try to get the most out of these strings. So all right, enough talk. Let's play a little.